So just before we get into the proper team of the seasons and actually get a team of the season goalkeeper, I thought we'll go through the list of what's the best keeper that you can get currently at the moment, rank all of the topper keepers that we've got, and see where we can go forward with team of the seasons. As naturally, I don't feel like we're going to see any playstyle pluses. I think that is just a thing of the past now. I thought maybe with Team of the Year we could have, but by the looks of it, they are going to stay as standard with all the playstyles in most of them, and that's about it. We have got golds here as well. We've got some nice specials. Even Schmeichel, who hasn't got another version yet. Now, I am very surprised on this because I think every other keeper does. Cech does, Casillas does, Van der Sar does. Even Van Nistelrooy got one. And yet Schmeichel hasn't. It's very strange to think that he's been at that level and still not got anything. Like, I'm surely one keeper could be in there, to be honest. Now, in terms of the ranking of these, when it comes to keepers, they are the hardest. They are incredibly difficult to rank because everybody has a different opinion. Because I might like Ederson. I might love his team of the year in comparison to everybody else. And everybody else's opinion is totally wrong. Whereas somebody else might really like Donnarumma. It is totally subjective. So I want to know your opinions on your favourite top 3 keepers. Who are the people that you've used? I think I've used everybody on this list. So if you're looking to improve your team, make sure you're heading over to lootbar.gg. They are the best and most reliable coin service you can find. Also with the best 24-hour manual customer service that you physically cannot find anywhere else. But before finishing on lootbar.gg, make sure you are using the code JT11, 8% off your first ever transaction and then 5% off every time after that. Once you've gone through the payment, you'll be able to get your coins within the next 24 hours, absolutely guaranteed. Also with the code, you'll be able to get 5% more coins on every transaction. Make sure you do click the link either in the description or down in the comment section below. I've used everybody on this list and literally had probably the difference between 3 to as many matches as my most keepers got. I think Courtois is my most, then Casillas is now kind of currently there. I've used Alisson for a little bit, mainly as a loan, but as you know, through Team of the Year, I've still got 60 games on him or something like that. So there is loads of games left on a lot of these loans. Schmeichel on this point now, I'd probably be looking more towards the A+. I think with Alisson, I'd probably be looking more towards the A. So already we're kind of getting the basis of this. Earps, honestly, as a 94, I like the stats. I think she's definitely a good keeper for the women's team of the year. Unfortunately for me, I just don't really like her in game. I think she's got that Campos vibe and is just too small. Just far too small for the keeper, and that is just it. Whereas some people might really like her, I've just found her incredibly bad and just not consistent enough. And that's going to be the big thing whenever it comes to keepers, is consistency is absolute key. We're looking at Dudek now. I personally would go next to Alisson with the A. I was kind of hoping for another upgrade from him, and very surprised Campos didn't get an upgrade as well. He's still chilling on the base, but Dudek is now falling behind everybody else. I'd say Lloris would be chilling in the A+ as well. If we're kind of looking between the prices of everybody, the top most expensive keeper is obviously going to be Alisson, followed by Cech, then Casillas, Van der Sar twice, Yashin, Earps is still there just purely on the 94 basis. Donnarumma at 160. Obviously with Lloris he was an SBC. And then we have got the base Van der Sar as well. So if I was going for the base Van der Sar, I think he's an easy S. I think the base is definitely now underneath the S+. I would personally go with the S+ being for more of his 2 other versions, even though they're not necessarily crazy high rated more, especially the Thunderstruck's only a double upgrade. But the 92, for the price that you're paying at 340, that's a fantastic keeper option. Ederson, on the other hand, I think he's absolutely fantastic. I'd go with him next to Courtois. I personally rate them 2 immensely in this game. Them 2 for me are 2 of the better keepers that you can get that are actual keepers, because a lot of people just go with the icons. Then I'd be looking at somebody like Cech. I wouldn't quite go S+ for him. I think, again, another keeper that is wonderful to do. He has got an SBC that you can complete, which is currently coming in at 385,000. If you've not got yourself a keeper, like if I wasn't happy with Casillas, if obviously I still had my gold Courtois, I'd say he's definitely worth doing, to be honest. A 93 Team of the Year icon keeper, it's definitely not the worst keeper you could get in the world. Even though I would say probably more towards the base versions, I'd be looking check more towards the A. Casillas one up, to be honest. I didn't really fancy the base Casillas check too much. I felt like he was okay, but that was about it. Yashin would chill at that S for me. I think he's still fantastic, regardless of having a better version outside of net. That centre-back now is slowly coming towards the end, and I'd like to see another upgrade for him. Maybe a Footies 96, 97. That would be very interesting to see from a keeper's standpoint. And I'm also interested to know what are the ratings of these team of the season keepers. Last year, we saw such a mixed bag from like 90 to 94. I think ter Stegen was the highest, I want to say, in team of the season. I could be wrong, but that's kind of what I remember from team of the season in itself. When we look at it, I wonder if I can go back and rate him. But if we were to think of kind of different keepers, can I search... How do I do this? Can I search all the players? So, there we go. FIFA 23. If then we change to goalkeepers, let's go by ratings. So we obviously have the 99s that at the very end of Footies. That's always going to be nice. We then had Team of the Year as a 96, 94 Team of the Season for ter Stegen. Obviously got the award winner as well. We then had Samba at 93, Chesney at 93, Alisson 92, which was just crazy in itself. Obviously Kobel at 92 as well. And then we can see him going a bit further down with 91, and we keep going. It was Ramsdale who got the Prem one, wasn't it? Yeah, 90 rated, like a 90 rated keeper at that point in the game. I really hope we don't. And to be honest, I think most of them should be higher rated, so we should be fine. But that's just absolutely nuts. Ter Stegen would go into my A+. Van Nistelrooy would also do the same. So already we're kind of seeing that I think team of the seasons should enter about the S. Maybe certain keepers. Prem, I feel like Ray is going to get it. Whether I could see him in an S+, I'm not too sure, but definitely someone like a ter Stegen, or I'm assuming like Lunin or something's going to get it. Maybe even the second team in the La Liga could potentially get it as well. Casillas, I'd be very loose to put him in the S. I think he's just there, and that's purely recency bias as well. I think from having him in my team, I really do fancy him in net. He's a very, very good keeper. Donnarumma's definitely going to be the same, and personally for me, I think if I was looking at Alisson now, 95 rated, he's got himself the most expensive keeper on the game, which is a very good price tag in itself. 600,000 for a keeper at this point is still absolutely nuts. When we look at the play styles, obviously he's got all of the ones that we need. Far throw, footwork, cross claim, and rush out. I don't know if... Are we missing any? Far reach, cross claim, footwork, far throw, quick reflex. So I don't think he's got the quick reflex. So that's one that he's missing out on. But when it comes to a keeper, it's a hard one, because personally you're looking at the design. Love the team of the year design. I think it's fantastic. Team of the season, I'm kind of being more of a fan of, not gonna lie. So whether I would personally just completely strip him down and go for the team of the season instead, I still think he is a phenomenal keeper, and I would put him at the highest category next to Van der Sar. Van der Sar will always be my number one. I don't think there's no questions with that. Van der Sar, for me, has been the best keeper you can get physically. Shame we haven't had an SBC even for the Thunderstruck. I was kind of hoping we might have got the Ultimate Birthday at some point, but by the looks of that, it doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. Now, everybody else is in their rankings. Let me know down below if you agree, disagree. Let me know down below what you think, because this is just my opinion. I've played with all of them. I've given a fair few games to a lot of them, some more than others. Like I can tell you, I probably haven't played more than 10 games with Dudek, whereas somebody like an Edison, a Courtois, I have. So there's more of a kind of a basis to go off there, but that is kind of what I'm thinking when it comes to all of the keepers. Let me know down below what you think though. Make sure you do like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.